From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Good evening, everyone. We're just going to get right into it and get you through your Krueger's Quickcast for those of you that just want a quick look at your forecast for tonight and going through the day tomorrow. Here's your Wednesday, January 21st, Krueger's Quickcast. Tonight, we'll be looking at temperatures dropping down to the low to mid-40s. Those clouds we've seen today, they're going to stick around tonight. We should eventually see them clear out a little bit here as we take you through the day tomorrow, but still probably starting off with some clouds here even for tomorrow morning. So out the door tomorrow morning, yeah, mostly cloudy skies. There's going to be some patchy fog. Typical spots we've seen it all for over a week now, right? The mountain valleys, especially Trinity, Del Norte, Humboldt, Western Siskiyou, but even the Sacramento Valley around Redding down to Chico can see some of that patchy fog as well. But otherwise, we're going to see some of the clearing skies as we go through the day tomorrow. So again, the clouds that moved in today, there certainly have been in place, but that low pressure itself is moving down to the south and east, and we will see some clearing behind that. In fact, you can see that on Futurecast. In fact, Futurecast even wants to paint in a little bit of shower activity for the extreme southern portions of the area like Glenn and Butte County. So stray sprinkle tonight, not out of the question, but overall it's going to be dry. And then you can see by tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, those clouds kind of dissipate. But by late in the day, Thursday, tomorrow, you start to see some more clouds maybe move in, but again, nothing to bring us any rainfall. And that fog, yes, we've got that potential developing tonight and even into tomorrow morning. I think it might be overdoing it on the overall intensity, but I do expect to at least see some patchy fog out there really over the next few mornings, and that could continue even going into your Thursday night and Friday morning as well. Temperatures for your Thursday, as you can see, we're going to see a few more clouds out there in some cases, but for the most part, things are clearing out. Warming up a little bit too, low to mid 60s for the valley, 50s for most of the higher elevations, although Trinity County, inland, low 60s, mid-50s for you along the coast. Here's your 7-day forecast for the valley, and you can see, of course, looking at that more cloud cover coming in for the second half of the weekend and next week. That's a little bit of a sign of a few changes with that added cloud cover through next week, but still fairly dry. If we were to see any showers, it would be along the coast, inland, maybe even Trinity County as early as Wednesday, but I think we're going to have to hold off until maybe next Thursday. And there you can see, of course, the added cloud cover even for Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains. All right, so again, we're still going to be looking at some more of that mountain valley fog the next several mornings, as well as the Sacramento Valley as well. Patchy fog, right? And above average highs will continue, just not that much more above normal. And possible showers for most likely late next week, but even then at this point, doesn't look to be all that significant. Let's talk about that in more detail in our Deeper Dive forecast, sponsored by Shasta Hearing Aids.
Hearing isn't just about sound, it's about being part of every moment. This isn't your grandparents' hearing aid, it's a smart hearing aid for modern life. It's Bluetooth enabled, easy to control from your phone with your personal prescription, delivering the clarity you need. All that technology at half the cost of competitors, so you never miss a moment worth hearing. With our Here For You program, you get personal care and support every step of the way. This is what quality care sounds like.
All right, so you take a look at the Deeper Dive forecast for your Wednesday, January 21st. We're going to start with a satellite image. And this is the area of low pressure that brought us the clouds yesterday, today, but as it moves down to the south and east, it's going to move on out and clouds will start to dissipate as a result. Also seeing some showers, mainly for our neighbors to the south, but as we saw on Futurecast, there is that slight potential. Some of that could work its way in extreme southern portions of our area, Glenn and Butte counties, for example. But there's midday Thursday. You see where most of the activity is. And notice how insignificant it is. This is not a big rain-producing system, but it is certainly going to bring maybe a chance for some showers and maybe a little bit of snow for some of the higher elevations as well. That scoots on out of here down to the east and really starts to bring some significant snow for the central and eastern United States. But for us, we've got high pressure building back in for the weekend, and that's going to give us warmer temperatures and more sunshine. Now, again, I just want to really show you the overall trend that don't take this to be exact of where that fog is going to be. But what I want to show here is that we still have the potential for that patchy fog for the Sacramento Valley, and we can't forget about the mountain valleys as well, especially west and north of the valley as well, and even for the coast. So the area of low pressure right here, that's what's diving down to the south. We do see some clearing here as we go through the next couple of days. Friday, Saturday, I do expect to see mainly sunny skies, but then more of a dirty ridge of high pressure by Sunday, meaning more clouds allowed to come in, but still staying dry. Now you see the storm track. Look at all the storms, but you see how the energy is being pushed to the north. Why is that? Yeah, look at that. We've got another ridge of high pressure building in for the middle and latter part of next week. That could potentially block these storms from moving in. But again, it depends on which model you look at. The European forecast model is a little bit more aggressive and maybe bringing in some rain near the end of next week. No guarantees on that, but we're still seeing a lot of inconsistencies in those long-range forecast models, keeping our confidence fairly low that we may even see that rain. All right, so yeah, the Climate Prediction Center is still putting us in that wetter, barely in the wetter than normal category. And this is where I would anticipate the best chances for showers the end of next week, and that would be along the coast. Trinity County, western Siskiyou County. But as it moves over the coastal range, the Marble Mountains, for example, too, it breaks apart. And again, that high pressure is what's helping to break that storm apart as well. So even if we do see anything for parts of the north coast, it's not going to be anything all that significant. Now, let's say these storms hold on and they move through. The problem is they're going to be warm storm systems. So it's not going to add much to our overall snowpack should they move through, which most likely won't happen. You can see a bit of a dip in our temperatures on Sunday, but then we climb back up just slightly above normal for this time of the year. So again, it's warmer than normal, but we're not talking about a major heat wave. I do anticipate, though, that by tomorrow, we are going to see those wave heights increase, which could mean eventually the potential for maybe a small craft advisory here for those of you along the coast for both Thursday and possibly even for your Friday as well. Of course, keep you updated on that. Taking a look at your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health, we've got those temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s for your daytime highs. I'm going to keep it dry for you through Wednesday of next week. Keep it mainly dry for the north coast as well through the middle of next week. If we see any potential for showers for the north coast and even Trinity and western Siskiyou counties, it would be Thursday. And even then, it doesn't look to be all that significant. For Siskiyou County, for your Thursday, temperatures mainly in the 50s. Some of the cooler spots like Weed with a high of about 48 degrees. Modoc County, temperatures 40s and 50s here as well. Look for a high of about 53 for Alturas, 55 degrees in Aden. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, your temperature should be somewhere in the 50s, although some of the warmer spots would be Shingletown at 63 and Paradise topping out at about 60 degrees. And keeping it dry for the next 7 days. For your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south, again, we can see some of that patchy morning fog, dense fog in some areas, a possibility. Otherwise, temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. Looking at your 7-day forecast for Chico, upper 50s for Friday, Saturday, and really keeping it in the upper 50s here as we go to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. 66 for Redding, 65 for Palo Cedro for your Thursday. We're going to start off with some of that cloud cover, but by the afternoon, a lot of that cloud cover should move on out. That should give us some slightly warmer temperatures here, but then we see another dip in our temperatures, even though we will see more sunshine for the first half of the weekend. More clouds, we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy for Sunday through Wednesday, but remaining dry. That is your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Have a great night.